Good evening, everybody. Madam Clerk?
Meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6 at SEC. Notice having been published according to law, with a copy on file in the city clerk's office, a copy posted on the bulletin board in City Hall.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg. Here. Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Sims.
Here.
Councilman Battaglia.
Here.
Mayor LaBrus.
Here. Would everybody please rise for the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the
To
flag
the flag
The
of the
United
of the United States of America,
and to the republic,
States for which it
for
stands.
which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. There are no minutes to approve. I'm going to make an announcement. From this point forward, we're going back to our 3-minute rule. We do have a timer that will be shown on the screen during the public session at the end of the council meeting. When we open to the public, everybody will get 3 minutes. You will go through the prompts that the clerk instructs you to, that you give your name and your, if you reside in Hackensack or not, to the clerk so she can put it on file. At 3 minutes, we're going to stop. All right. And we will move forward to the next person at that time. There are no minutes to approve. There's no proclamation, so we'll move on to city manager's report, if there is any.
There's no official city manager's report. However, I will be introducing Carly from Millennium. She's going to briefly discuss the 2 resolutions that are on the agenda tonight, which relate to grant applications. So,
Okay.
Carly.
All right, before Carly moves forward, I just wanted to make an announcement. Saturday, we had our Juneteenth celebration in Carver Park. It was a wonderful event. It was well attended. There were a lot of different organizations there. I want to thank everybody from the city that was involved. We had police there, we had firemen there, DPW, had a lot of different health department was there, a lot of different organizations, and it was a very well-run event. It was a great event, and we did the flag raising. I want to thank Dave Sims. I want to thank Mike Hammond. I want to thank Congressman Josh Gottheimer for attending for the flag raising. He had a busy schedule that day. I appreciate him stopping by. So whenever you're ready, Chief, go ahead.
Okay, Carly, it's all yours.
Okay, thank you, Chief. Thank you, everyone. I'm Carly O'Connell, the city's grant manager, and I'm going to be presenting about 2 grants that the city is applying to. Let me share my screen. Okay, so the city is applying to 2 NJDEP grants. One is the Urban Parks Initiative, and the other is the Traditional Green Acres Park Development Program. Speaking of Carver Park, this application is for 2 parks improvements to Carver Park and Columbus Park.
Okay.
So here we have the location, Carver Park and Columbus Park, applying for improvements to these 2 parks in the same application. So to go over a little bit scope of work for Carver Park, the proposed scope is replacing the existing basketball court surfaces, goals and uprights, and replacing the fencing, as well as ancillary site improvements, including adjacent access paths and site restoration around the proposed renovated courts. And close this up. Here is a concept plan laying out the improvements here to the basketball courts and a new fence along it. And some photographs of the existing basketball courts, which will be replaced, as well as the fencing. And in Columbus Park, the proposed improvements will be made to playground areas as well as athletic fields. For the playgrounds, it will replace the existing safety surfacing at the toddler play area, which is the pirate ship playground. It will replace the existing obsolete school age play area structure, climber, and swings with new composite school age play structure and climbing equipment. They'll provide new belt swings and ADA swings at school age play area and bucket swings and ADA swings at toddler area, and provide new safety surfacing throughout the renovated play area. As far as the athletic fields, the existing baseball infield will be regraded and converted to a softball configuration and an infield mixed soil replaced. And the existing outfield will be regraded, top dressed and seeded to allow for line striping and use as a soccer field, accommodating layouts up to a high school size field. Here's the concept plan for this. So this area here shows the improvements to the existing playgrounds, existing infield here, and the outfield will be improved to be a soccer field. And just some photographs here of the existing playgrounds and the area that will be improved for use as a soccer field. In terms of project cost, the estimated construction cost is $1,224,864. And the grant also allows to apply for 13% of the construction cost for professional services. So that amount is added to get a total project cost of $1,384,096. Grant requests are broken down as follows. Urban Parks, $500,000. There's no local match required. So this is a great opportunity that doesn't come around too much. And we're also applying for the same project for the Green Acres for the full project cost. And this is broken down into a 75% grant. So a grant for $1,038,072. And if available, a loan for the remaining 25% of $346,024. So there's an opportunity, potential to have the whole project cost covered here. If not that, then possibly the 500,000 or somewhere in between. And any questions or comments? I'll just head this up by saying I may not know all the engineering details, but I'll be happy to get back to engineering on this.
Okay, you said the turf field, is it turf, artificial turf, or is it grass?
Grass.
So it's a grass field. So is there any reason that field cannot be lined for football as well if football wanted to use it?
Yeah, I'll defer.
There shouldn't be any reason. It's just they're redoing the grass in the whole outfield, so it could be used for soccer or other sports.
I'm getting beat up on a regular basis about football has one field in the city of Hackensack, right? That's it. They do a makeshift field on the, I think it's field 7 in Fashini Park. There's no place for these kids to play football. And every time we add something, I've already made it clear that the last meeting that I had to make it clear that the sports facility we're putting in Johnson Park is going to be for multi-sports, not just for soccer. But to announce this as a soccer field, only, it doesn't paint a good picture to the football public that's out there that calls me on a regular basis. Hey, coach, I thought we were going to have a place to play. So, this has to be a multi-use field. It can't just be for soccer.
I'm sure, Mayor, I'm sure that's not going to be an issue. I will confirm that and I can report back at the next meeting, but it's typically the lines that they put on could be dual purpose and it's not turf, so it's not painted. So, it's not permanent, I should say. So I'm sure it could be very flexible.
All right. No, I appreciate that because, junior football, especially during the election cycle, was all over me on this. And I promised them I'd get them someplace to play.
Okay.
I agree with the mayor. I had a question. What size field? So it's going to be definitely for softball and baseball, correct?
I believe it's going to be a skin field, so it can be used for both.
Okay. And is it like a 60-90 or 50-70? Do we know?
I would have to guess it's probably a 50-70. I don't think it's going to be able to accommodate the 60-90, but I shouldn't say that. I don't know the spec measurements. I can also get back to you on that.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
And then I'm gonna replace the gazebo, the old gazebo that we got there in Columbus Park.
I'm sorry?
The gazebo they got in Columbus Park, the old one that is sitting there. It's
No,
like a coming apart.
I don't think the gazebo is part of the project scope, just the playgrounds around it.
So this is so both resolutions tonight are for these two parks, am I correct?
Yes, correct. One resolution is for urban parks and one is for the traditional Green Acres program.
All right, any other questions from the council? Hearing none, let's move forward.
You need a motion to open to the public for the hearing on this.
Okay, I need a motion to open to the public to speak only to these, to this presentation that we just had.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilwoman Ron Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Sims.
Aye.
Councilman Pataglia.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Anybody from the public who'd like to speak to this presentation, please give your name to the clerk.
No, no handshake,
No hand raises?
no
Okay.
hand raises.
There's one. He's live. He's in the meeting. Peter?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I see we're not limited to 3 minutes here because I really wanted to talk about some of the stuff, but I'm really surprised that at this point, I'm just curious about how these parks come up for renovation or for improvements, and nobody knows what the plan is. I mean, do we want football? Do we want soccer? What's the configuration? I'm kind of surprised that we're blindsided by this, that we really don't know what the engineers are looking at. We know the grants are going through, we want the money, but do we know what we want to do with them?
That was
I'm also-
presented before.
Pardon, Leo?
That was presented before.
Okay, well, obviously, there was some concern as to whether it was grass or whether it was going to be a turf field. And I don't know, John, I understand the bind that you're in. Of course, in the old days, we just went out and played football. We didn't need a field, I don't know how you can have a football field or a soccer field. I mean, who's going to line it? Are they going to put lines down, on grass, and then they're going to erase those lines and then put soccer lines down? I don't know how that would work.
It could be lined for both. If you look at the turf fields, the artificial turf fields, that many
Right.
of them are for soccer. The high school field is a perfect example. It's lined for soccer, football, field hockey, all at the same time.
Okay, then, I
So that's not.
think, okay. Yeah, that was my only concern. The urban parks grant intrigues me. I guess I'll talk about that during the public session. I wanted to talk a little bit about Stuyve Park, but that doesn't seem to be part of this proposal
No.
here.
That park is a totally separate project.
And
It's not-
that's already, Stuyve that's already been resolved then and needs nothing but then to go out for bid. Am I correct in that?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
And my reason for asking about whether it was grass or turf is if it was going to be artificial turf, I wanted to make sure the lines were put on it. If it was grass, it doesn't matter. I know they can be done that way, but we had a Johnson Park issue where it was just done for soccer and not for football as well. So I just wanted to make sure that there would be the availability for football to get some time on this field.
Good clarification. Great.
Thanks. Anybody else from the public would like to speak, please raise your hand or press *9 on your phone. Hearing nobody. Anybody, Frank?
There is no hands raised.
Okay, motion to close to the public.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilwoman Ron Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Sims.
Aye.
Councilman Pataglia.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Let's move forward with new business.
Resolution 250, resolution authorizing approval to submit a grant application and execute a grant contract with the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection Green Acres Program Urban Parks Initiative.
Need a motion, please.
Offer.
second,
Roll call.
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Sims,
aye,
Councilman Pataglia,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
And resolution 251, resolution authorizing approval to submit a grant application and execute a grant contract with the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection Green Acres Program.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
second,
Roll call.
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Sims,
aye,
Councilman Pataglia,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Okay, before I open to the public, I just want to reiterate my comments in the beginning in case somebody missed it. We'll be going to the format with a 3-minute limit. At that end of 3 minutes, we will ask you to please refrain from speaking. We will move on to the next speaker. Any questions you had, we will answer to the best of our ability after you've spoken. And if you would like to reach out to any of us from the council, we're available through our email accounts with the city. So with that, a motion to open to the public.
Offer.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
aye,
None opposed. Anybody would like to speak from the public, please raise your hand. Use your raise your hand feature on your device, or if you're on your phone, you can press *9.
I guess I'm a one-man show. Peter Marcassani from Hackensack. I guess I'm coming through loud and clear. I'm at 259 in county. I
Yep.
wanted to talk about the note I had sent out last week to all of you concerning some of the improvements in the asphalt area in Side Park. I'm just hoping that we'll take that consideration seriously and perhaps as funds allow, move forward. And we're talking about taking away the asphalt, making it a permeable surface, the possibility of putting memorial trees in there, a memorial garden, benches. We could get volunteer maintenance. And I would hope that we would chip away at the project as funds allow. This Urban Parks grant is intriguing. I mean, the fact that we can just ask somebody for $500,000 without any match and perhaps get it, that's an intriguing amount. That's all I have to say on STIB. I think I made my points clear in the memo that I sent. I think the Environmental Commission probably feels the same way. As far as what Jackie Hashmat brought up at the last town meeting on social media and Instagram, I think it's a great idea. These could be official city notices. Some city emergency calls and Nixle alerts that I get have Hackensack City caller ID. But I've missed some that have only the incoming phone number, which I don't answer. We should probably have some consistency here that enables us to get the city of Hackensack on the caller ID whenever those calls come through. On this social media and on Facebook, 2 videos come to mind that the city would get some mileage out of. One of them, my champion, Jim Mangan, his pilot presentation on PowerPoint that he gave as an aside when he was doing the budget presentation, if people had seen that, they would really have a tremendous understanding of what pilots are and the value that they have. And at last week's CAL meeting, he gave the presentation on how the city handles long-term structured debt. And I thought that was just outstanding. I mean, people keep hammering away at what the city's doing with their finances, and they don't have a real appreciation of just how well the city is managed in that regard and what a great job Jim is doing. So I hope that maybe that gets some mileage in the future. And that's about all I have to say. And I hope you all have a good night. And I guess it's almost time for dinner. So thank you.
Thank you, Pete. Appreciate it. Just to add to speak to Peter Marcassani's comments, I would recommend that the Environmental Commission probably, or the Garden Club, either or, probably the Environmental Commission, get together with a couple council members and see if we can roust up some grant money for this project that they're looking at. So let's see if we can get that started. Okay, next person from the public, please raise your hand. Usually raise your hand. Code on your device. If you're on the phone, press *9.
There are no additional hands raised.
Okay, with that, motion to close to the public.
Offer.
second,
Roll call.
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Sims,
Aye.
Councilman Pataglia.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Okay, Steph?
Just very short. I think this is very exciting. I think we've been working really hard to try to get different improvements throughout all the parks in the city, and we're really trying to spread out the different projects so that we're reaching all different parts of the city. So I 100% agree with Peter that we would love to have the Serenity Garden there. We have the, the bathrooms and the improvements that Stive in the works now. We have Columbus, Crescini. We're really trying to reach all the parks and not just focus on one particular park. So there's no doubt that that's going to be done. We have the Pocket Park initiative that's also moving forward. So we're really trying to make the parks better for everybody. I think as you travel throughout the state, you see what the other towns have and what they're offering their youth sports programs and what they're offering their residents. And I think we really have a lot of work ahead of us, and we have to just keep, trying to get as much money as we can through grants and different, projects. And I'm proud of all the work that's been done, and we have a lot more to do.
Okay, thank you. Kathy?
As mentioned last time in Jim's presentation, the city has been very aggressively seeking grants, loan forgiveness, not only for parks, but for sewers, for infrastructure. And, it's a big part and parcel of what's enabled us to get a lot of the work done. So this is another step in the right direction. Pete, we hear you. We're trying to pay attention to all of our parks. And, sometimes it's a little tug of war as to where we're going, but we hear you, and we know that improvements in Stive Park are just waiting about to happen. Thanks everyone for participating, and have a great night.
Thank you. Dave? Dave?
Thank you, Carly, for the great job as far as you and Suburban with getting these grants. I want to congratulate the class of 2021. Both middle school and high school will have a graduation, one at 9 o'clock, one at 2 o'clock tomorrow. I got a few phone calls. The Splash Park will open up Thursday from 11 o'clock to 7 p.m. from this Thursday to Labor Day. I went to the drive-in movie last week, Lilo and Stitch. It was a nice turnout, good movie. Just want to wish everyone have a great week. Talk to you later. Thank you.
Thank you. Leo?
Well, I just want to let you know, guys, that the paving program start this week. They're already working Catalpa. They are working in Clarendon, Lookout, and eventually they're going to go to American Legion and Lodi, 2nd Street, and Beach Street. And Main Street, the Shafeli, the company that's supposed to do the street pave, they don't get the right trees, so the time to planting the tree is passing, so they're going to do it in September when they're going to get the right type of trees. In the meantime, the PS&G company, they are putting the lights from Atlantic Street all the way to Merced, and then they're going to continue all the way to Berry. So in the next few weeks, Main Street going to improve a lot. Thank you, and have a good weekend.
Thank you. Again, I want to reiterate what I said earlier in the meeting about the Juneteenth celebration in Carver Park. There were multiple celebrations all over the Bergen County area and state of New Jersey. It was an historic day. Just for the record, Hackensack was the first city or municipality in Bergen County to recognize Juneteenth as a holiday. Many of our staff members were off on Friday because of it. Unfortunately, some had to work because fire, DPW, and police can't just have the day off, but they were compensated, which is a good thing. It was a very, very hot day, and they turned the splash pad on. I tell you, there were a lot of adults were ready to go jump in the water because it was so hot out. It was about 95 degrees out on that asphalt. And speaking of the asphalt, Deputy Mayor Sims pointed out to me just how bad those basketball courts are. And they really do need resurfacing and need some TLC, new fencing and stuff like that's really going to make a difference. So I'm looking forward to getting that done. As Dave also mentioned, tomorrow with graduations, several of us will be attending the high school graduation, which starts at 2 o'clock. That'll be a great event, always is. As Leo mentioned, paving started. That's a good thing for us. And that's about all I have. With that, I need a motion to close the meeting.
Offer.
Second,
Roll call?
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Sims,
aye.
Councilman Pataglia.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Okay, everybody, good night. Have a good night.
Aye.
Night, night all.
Good night.